Now, talking about the name Jesus, I said in my last video that the name Jesus is not just a name. But then we cannot put aside the fact that it is a name. And so that's the first thing I'm going to be saying, talking about. The name Jesus is a name. But then it is not just a nomenclature, it is an identity. It is a name that is above every other name. It is one name that is different from every other name. And the truth is that everybody might even be bearing the name Jesus, Jesus this, Jesus that, Jesus this. But then Jesus Christ is a name that is above every other name, according to Philippians chapter 2 and verse 9. That name, this particular name, is a name that everything on earth, underneath the earth, above the earth, bows to it, to this particular name. And so that tells you very quickly that it's not just an ordinary name. So the first thing you will know about Jesus is that it is a name. That is the name that is above every other name. The second thing is that this name Jesus is the way. Is the way. And of course, you know that ways are in entries and exits. And so it is the way into everything good that you can ever imagine. It is the way out of every bad and horrible thing or situation you can ever imagine. Let me just put it as simple as that. In John chapter 14 and verse 6, he introduced himself as the way. He said, I am the way. I am the way. So Jesus is the way into everything good that you can ever imagine. He said, if you ask anything of me, he said, I will do it. He said, in fact, up till now, you've not even asked anything. And so you can imagine that everything you have been asking up till now, God is saying to you, you've not asked for anything. And so the name Jesus is not just a name, it is a name that is above every other name. Secondly, he is the way. He is the way. Of course, you know that there are names that can open doors in Nigeria and in other parts of the world. But the difference between those names and the name Jesus is that those names have limits to what doors they can open. And so the name of Jesus has no limitations. It is the door and the way at any point in time into and out. It is very, very, useful and effective. The third thing you must know about that name is that Jesus is a personality. He is a personality. He said, I am. I am. I am. It's personalities that you use such words for. When God was going to send Moses to Pharaoh in Exodus chapter 3, from verse 1 downwards, when you get to verse 7, he began to tell Moses who he was. When Moses asked him, okay, you sent me, I'm ready to go, I'm available. But when I get there, who do I tell Pharaoh sent me? He said, I am. So Jesus is a personality. Is a personality, and believe you me, he is a honorable personality, to say the least. He is a honorable personality, to say the least. So wherever you mention the name Jesus, knees bow, sicknesses bow, problems bow, prosperity sets in, healing sets in, life sets in, good news sets in, and everything good that you can ever imagine. The name opens doors, it closes doors, it also appears. Whenever you mention the name Jesus, a personality appears. It's not just a name that you call when you see cockroaches and ball geckos. So I imagine, I pity people who just do that. And that's because they do not know. There is very little you can do when you don't have full knowledge of a particular thing. It says, blessed memories, Miles Moron said, abuse is inevitable when the purpose of a thing is not known. And so when you don't know the purpose of the name, of course, if you don't even know the personality behind the name Jesus, then it's very difficult for you to be able to maximize the benefits that accrue to him. Behind every name is a personality. And there's a personality behind the name of Jesus. When you hear, for instance, you hear Tinubu, somebody says, if I say my name is Kunle Tinubu, you'll be tempted to say, which Tinubu? Why are you asking which Tinubu? Because you know one Tinubu who is actually the president of Nigeria today. If I say my name is Kenneth Adeboye, you'll be quick to say which Adeboye. Why? Because there is a personality who is behind that name. And so they want to know which personality. So when people ask you, which Kunle are you? Which Adeboye are you? Which Abraham are you? They want to know the personality behind the name you claim to bear. And so is the personality behind JESUS. It is not just a name. It is a name, but a name that is above every other name. It is a name that is the way. It is not just a name, it is a way. It is the way, no other way. It is the way. In fact, it says any other person that if anybody comes to you and says that I am the way, he said they are thieves. They are thieves. And then finally, he is a personality. It's a personality. Wherever you go, you carry his presence. Believe you me, you have everything good. David said, goodness and mercy shall follow him. That is him saying, Jesus, follow me everywhere I go. I wanted to pray a simple prayer. And of course, after this, I want to please go ahead and share this video with others. Just go ahead and share with others. Say this prayer very quickly and say, Father, everywhere I go, let there be a constant manifestation of the name Jesus in and around my life. God bless you. If you said that prayer, believe you me, you will share testimonies. See you again. Bye-bye.